Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, Sister.
Okay, thank you. So today we will be continuing the Murli that we were reading yesterday of 2nd October 1981. Title of the Murli is The Basis of Constantly Swinging in the Swings of a Meeting. Yesterday, Baba told us that Baba has already given us all the treasures and he has just simply came to salute us, masters. Then Baba reminded us that what song do you sing? Which song do you sing? The song of our own experience that I have attained whatever I wanted. This is the song of our experience. Then Baba said, you are merged in the Father and the Father is merged in you. Then Baba explained the meaning of merging. To merge means to have a meeting. Then Baba said to merge means to become equal. Then Babdada said that Baba has come to see all of you, and Babdada has obeyed the instructions of you masters and has come to meet you because he cannot say no to all you masters. Then Baba said Baba has made the lesson of yes, my Lord, very firm. And therefore Baba has come. And we also have to do the same. Then Baba said that you have been blessed with tatatvam. That is, the same applies to you in your dharma, that is religion, and your karma, that is action and behavior, action or behavior. Then Baba said the basis of constantly swinging in such a swing is the one expression. What is that? Bap Saman. That is equal to the Father. Then Baba said, if you do not know how to merge, it means you have been wasting the confluence age. Then Baba said, the Mela meeting means the merging. It means to have a meeting. Then the confluence age is the time to remain combined. So we cannot say that we are alone. Baba said, you must never be alone. And we have to remain combined with Bab Dada. We have to remain in this Mela. Only then all other Jhamelas will finish. Okay, now let's continue. Bab Dada meeting groups. Karnataka zone. Do all of you do everything whilst stable in the stage of a detached observer? Now we need to ask this to ourselves that do we do everything while stable in the stage of a detached observer? Those who constantly do everything whilst remaining detached observers constantly experience the Father's companionship. When we can experience Father's companionship only when we constantly do everything whilst remaining detached observers. When you are not a detached observer, the Father cannot be your companion. When you are not a detached observer, the Father cannot be your companion. Therefore, remain constantly stable in the stage of a detached observer. Remain a detached observer even of your own body. When you are detached from your body and bodily relations, you automatically become detached from this old world. When you are detached from your body and bodily relations, you automatically become detached from this old world. Then, whilst seeing everyone and in your relations with everyone, remain constantly detached and loving. This stage enables you to experience being an easy yogi. When we will be in this stage of detached observer, we will constantly remain detached and loving. And this stage will help us to experience the stage of an easy yogi. By constantly remaining a detached observer, you will remain immune to any effect of being together. Souls are not immune to the effect of action, but the stage of soul consciousness make you immune. Souls are not immune to the effect of action, but the stage of soul consciousness makes you immune. That is, it keeps you beyond any effect or attraction of Maya. To remain detached means to be immune. What does it mean to be immune? To remain detached means to be immune. Therefore, do you remain constantly stable in such a stage? Do not allow yourself to be attacked by any type of Maya. Those who have surrendered themselves to the Father will remain constantly safe from any of Maya's attacks. Those who have surrendered themselves to the Father will remain constantly safe from any of Maya's attacks. Those who are surrendered cannot be attacked by Maya. This is a very important line. Those who are surrendered cannot be attacked by Maya. So, are you like this? Now we need to ask ourselves that do we have surrendered ourselves totally to Bab Dada? So, are you like this? Just as you have been given the first chance, in the same way, also remain first in surrendering yourself. Just as you have been given the first chance, in the same way, also remain first in surrendering yourself and in remaining free from any of Maya's attacks. When we will surrender ourselves, then we will become free from any of Maya's attacks. So, first means to go fast. By having this stage, you will constantly remain first. Stay constantly happy and always experience the fortune of happiness. Stay constantly happy and always experience the fortune of happiness. Acha. Second one, just as you sing praise of the Father's virtues, do you also experience all of those virtues in yourself? Just as the Father is the ocean of knowledge and the ocean of happiness, do you also experience yourself to be an embodiment of knowledge and an embodiment of happiness? Do not just speak of every virtue, but also experience it. Do not just speak of every virtue, but also experience it. When you souls become constant embodiments of happiness, then because you will be master sons of knowledge, you will constantly spread rays of happiness throughout the whole world. When you souls become constant embodiment of happiness, then because you will be master sons of knowledge, you will constantly spread rays of happiness throughout the whole world. Just as the rays of the sun spread over the whole world, in the same way, all the souls of the world will experience rays of knowledge, happiness, and bliss coming from you, children of the Son of Knowledge. The higher your place and stage, the further and wider your rays will automatically spread. So, this is the technique for spreading the rays of knowledge, happiness, and bliss over the whole world. And when our place and stage will be higher, further and wider the rays will automatically spread. So, are you such embodiments of this experience? You have heard a great deal, and you have been told a great deal too. Now, increase your experience. We all have heard a great deal, and also we have been told a great deal. Now, we have to increase our experience. To speak means to make others into embodiments of what you say, and to listen means to make yourself an embodiment of what you hear. To speak means to make others into embodiments of what you say, and to listen means to make yourself an embodiment of what you hear. You are those who constantly play with the treasures of happiness. Are you not? Happiness is a treasure with which you can make many souls prosperous. Happiness is a treasure with which you can make many souls prosperous. Nowadays, especially, there is a need for this treasure. Which treasure? Treasure of happiness. People have everything but happiness, whereas all of you have received mines of happiness. What we all have received? Mines of happiness. You have received this limitless treasure. There is no limit to this treasure. There are varieties of the treasure of happiness. Sometimes you experience happiness in one thing, and at other times, happiness in something else. So we have received varieties of the treasure of happiness. Sometimes we experience happiness in one thing, and at other time, happiness in something else. Sometimes you experience the happiness of being a child, and sometimes the happiness of being a master. You have received so many varieties of this treasure of happiness. By telling others about all of these varieties of happiness, you can make them prosperous. By telling others about all of these varieties of happiness, you can make them prosperous. Constantly remain a master of these treasures and keep them with you. Constantly remain a master of these treasures and keep them with you. Because when we will keep them with us, then only we can give it to others. Constantly continue to use all the powers you have received from the Father. The Father has given you all powers. Now simply use them. Don't just be happy knowing that you have received them, but use whatever you have received for yourself and for others, and you will thereby experience yourself to be constantly prosperous. Don't just be happy, knowing that you have received them. But use whatever you have received for yourself and for others, and you will thereby experience yourself to be constantly prosperous. You are constantly blessed souls, are you not? Who is especially remembered in Bharat at the present time? The souls who have been blessed. To be a deity means to be blessed. Deities are specially remembered as souls who have received all blessings. So, do you feel that your people are remembering you? Ask this to yourself, that do we feel that our people are remembering us? Do you experience this? Can you actually hear your devotees invoking you? Or do you simply know about this on the basis of this knowledge? It is one thing to know about it and another to experience it. Therefore, are you able to experience this? What speciality do you need in order to be a blessed soul? All of you are blessed. So, what is the speciality of you souls who are blessed? Such souls would be constantly equal and close to the Father. We all are blessed, but what is the speciality which is needed in order to be a blessed soul? That speciality is such souls would be constantly equal and close to the Father. If you are only equal to the Father, sometimes but not at other times, because you are sometimes an effort maker, then because the Father does not have to make effort but is always the embodiment of perfection, you cannot be a soul who is blessed. What Baba said, if you are only equal to Father sometimes but not at other times, because you are sometimes an effort maker, then because the Father does not have to make effort but is always the embodiment of perfection, you cannot be a soul who is blessed. If you have to make a lot of effort, then you are just a little child and not equal to the Father. If you have to make a lot of effort, then you are just a little child and not equal to the Father. To be equal means to be complete. Those who are equal will be constantly blessed. Those who are equal will be constantly blessed. Acha, Om Shanti. Now we will churn for a few minutes, then we can share our churnings. Om Shanti. Now we all can share our journeyings.
Om Shanti. So Baba says, to remain detached means to be immune. So souls are not immune to the effect of action, but Baba says the stage of that consciousness, I'm a soul, that will make us to immune to the effect of attractions of Maya. We can keep ourselves beyond, right? So the effort required here is to maintain that self-consciousness. Then we are not really attracted by the worldly matters. Yeah. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, brother.
And in the same paragraph, Baba also mentioned about being detached from our own body. So, it sometimes it is easy to be a detached observer when it comes to watch others, someone else's part. But it becomes difficult to watch our part as a detached observer, especially when there is any challenging situation. And so this is also a practice that one needs to do in order to detach from the self and then watch our part as a detached observer. So I think that will help us to really create a good stage. Right. So yeah, so the best thing would be to be a point and then uh, stay with Baba and then see our part as a detached observer. So that's really going to help us to create a very good stage. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Very nice, brother. This will make us able to experience an easy yogi stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyone else? What is the method to remain constantly safe from any of Maya's attacks?
Surrender, Sister Om Shanti. I think
Correct.
Baba has told us to be remaining surrendered. And one reflection I would like to share is the difference between child and a little child. Baba brought out towards the end that if you're equal, you're a child, and then you can be at that stage, elevated stage, where there's no up and down, and you're constantly happy and detached and loving. Whereas if you're effort maker, means uh, when you're down and you're making effort to bring up your stage, and you're like a little child who's struggling, who's basically, that's a very subtle, we can churn more on that also. uh, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Yes, this is a very deep point. So, anybody will like to share something about it?
And Baba also brought out the joy of being a child and master, Balak so Malik, and both stages give you that detachment and constant happiness, that elevated stage where the karma consciousness, the karma doesn't, actions doesn't bind you. There's no bondage of karma, and so that stage Baba speaks about. And sometimes we are a child and sometimes we are a master. Both are the good stages, elevated stages. Om
Right. So by remaining stable in this stage will help us to experience the pleasure of happiness. Baba said, all of you have received mines of happiness.
Yes, correct.
Likewise,
Whereas others who unfortunately do not have this knowledge and they're not able to apply this knowledge in their lives, they're expecting happiness from the external sources, from the external situation, and their body and bodily relations. Whereas we souls have received these minds of happiness directly from the Father, Supreme Soul. That's a big difference, isn't it? We
right,
don't have to be. We are not dependent on the external world for these for the happiness, and not only just happiness, we have minds of happiness. That's a great intoxication.
right. We can make others also prosperous by telling them about the all the varieties of happiness that we have received.
Yes, yes.
Baba says to experience, right? So experience is really requires some amount of churning, right, to understand what it is and then to experience. So when we experience, that is when we actually remain in that stage of happiness, right? Because there are so much of knowledge that are giving every day, but uh, um, we don't really experience all of them. But yes, so what more important is if we can pick up one or two, right, and then we can go deep dive into it, and then really we can experience that, right, then that's what makes us an embodiment of that piece of knowledge. And then that's going to stay with us forever. Because when we do that, then that's we would really understand where this piece of knowledge can be used in our day-to-day life, right? And then, of course, our karma will definitely reflect on that, and therefore it becomes easy for us to share it with others and make them prosperous too. With that. Function. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you, brother. In today's Murli, Baba told us that who are called as blessed souls. So, to whom we can call as blessed souls?
Did Devi Devatas means the last one?
Can you please repeat?
Yeah, so actually it is we are blessed ones, right? So But if you look at the world, then we know that it is the Devi Devatas, right, who are blessed, actually.
Right.
But we are going to become the Devi Devatas. The stage of blessing is actually taking place right now, right?
Right. So souls that will be constantly equal and close to the Father can be called as blessed souls. Anyone else will like to share something?
One reflection, the aspect I think brought out yesterday was Mela versus Jamila. That is also great point actually. When we see our life, myself, if I speak about myself only, that before coming to Gyan, it was Jamila. You know, small situation also used to be appearing to be very big, and it used to affect the mind and thought process, and also we were karma consciousness conscious and role conscious. I used to sa- get the joy for a short time, but pain and grief, sorrow for a long time. And the boat was like, in a turmoil. But after coming to Gyan, and when we experience, as Vijit Bhai brought out, rightly brought out, is that experience is the biggest authority. And when we experience this, the super sense of joy and experience these powers, virtues from Baba, the soul gets nourished, gets empowered, and then we get that we are in command and control of ourselves, and we are not expecting anything from anyone, but we are giving. We are donors, servers. It's a big difference actually, and that in Mela, that we enjoy Mela, Milan with one supreme in all relationships with one supreme. So that's the Mela. That's the specialty of being in Milan with supreme, supreme energy, supreme powerhouse. And unlike earlier when it was Jamela, like our intellect was divided into so many bodily relations, and so much world, so much expansion of even each relation. So it was like a Jamela, a cobweb. Om Shanti.
Wonderful, brother. Yesterday, Baba told us that you have been blessed with one blessing. What is that blessing?
That's wrong, right?
Right. That's one.
And there was one song which Baba gave us last yesterday. The last line, one song was also there. Ana tha so paliya.
Yes.
That's a so if you just relate these two, Tattvam and Panatha Sopalia, both are very deeply interconnected, isn't it? Both are in fact represent the same stage or same energy, elevated energy. Tattvam means Ahar Vishnun Tattvam means I am as ever healthy, wealthy, and happy as Vishnu, and I'm just about to take on that role very soon. as if it's like just tomorrow morning. And Panathasopalia is also very prosperous stage, very elevated stage where we have got what we wanted. That means the crux we have got, the core, and everything else is just a subset of it. Means we have got Baba and all relationships with him, that experience we have got, and we are in Milan with him. So what can be most better, more fortune than this? Om Shanti.
Thank you, brother. Baba said that you have heard a great deal and you have told a great deal. Now, what we have to do next?
Be an embodiment and have the experience of
Correct.
the knowledge.
Right.
This Jamila, right? Jamila also means the chaotic stage, right? So that we go with the some, because of situation, so mind is unable to concentrate on one. Right. So on the path of devotion, we can also see it. We are going and meeting so many deities, right? From temple to temple, we are going from temple to temple, unable to pay attention to one thing, focusing all the deities, thinking that we'll get something from here, there, here, like that. And similarly, when it comes to our stage, right, mind and intellect, having difficulty to stabilize on one because of the chaotic situation or the challenging situation that we are going through, right? Uh, so there also we won't be able to focus our attention to one point. Right? So that is also a genuine. Right. So uh, here um, the ability or the practice that needs to do is to focus, right, our attention to one. So that that Jamela finishes only when we have a stable stage, right, unshakable stage. Otherwise, it is always a Jamela.
Thank you, brother, for sharing. What is the method to spread the rays of happiness over the whole world?
Be like sun.
Yes, but before that, we need to become an embodiment of happiness. When we will be constant embodiment of happiness, then we will be master son of knowledge who will spread rays of happiness throughout the whole world. Very nice. Baba also said that higher your place and stage, the further and wider your rays will automatically spread.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
See, even here, when you say embodiment. See, it's called a Swarup. And when you say ocean, it's Sagar. So when my father is ocean of knowledge, ocean of happiness. Like when this sentence came, I only remember that tu pyar ka sagar hai, teri ek boond ke pyase hum. That song, just one boond of yours. So here even Baba is saying, okay, you needn't become an ocean of knowledge. At least become an embodiment of it. It's Swarup. Because it's Swarup. If suppose you would like to spread happiness, like I was just reading somewhere, if you want to spread happiness, it's not just making a smiley face and then saying, hello, how are you? It's something which comes from the heart. Happiness, love, when you want to share it with somebody, or mercy, it has to be something from the heart. For that, you have to bring it, become its Swarupa. So every virtue, whatever virtue we have to do, we have to first experience it. I have to experience being happy. I have to experience being knowledgeful. And not for that moment, but constant embodiment of happiness. Then we can become the ones who spray happiness to others or spread happiness to others. Like the sun needn't do all that. The sun knows it comes, it spreads, it goes, it sets, it's fixed. It never need to be given any gyan or something that you have to do it. But we have forgotten our happiness. We have forgotten what we were. So from a smiley face, we have become to all the other kind of emoticons. So that first, as you also said when a few minutes ago, I have to relate anything of what I've heard. So for it's not just reading the Murli, hearing Baba's songs, but experiencing that everything in my heart, then I can spread. So for that, as you rightly said, the place and stage must be the high place. I have to go reach high up, high up. Then the rays will automatically come from me. So the word embodiment, which Baba mentions, embodiment of whatever it is, it's something very, to speak, I can speak to everyone about the Gyan and all. But what I spoke, to make the other person experience, and then he passes on that experience to others. I think that's what is needed, the Swarupa. Om Shanti.
Thank you, sister. Now we can end the session with few minutes of silence.
One quick announcement just before we close the session. So,
Yes.
Tomorrow we have a master class. Quickly apply. So, we have a master class tomorrow by Sister, Big K Sister Sona Hori. She's from Abu Dhabi, and the topic is introspect, elevate, and merge. So I request everyone to join and take complete benefit of the session.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, Sister, over to you.
Thank you. Let's have a silence for a few minutes, then we can end the meeting. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. See you all tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, remain stable in the stage of detached observer and stay in company of Baba. Om Shanti.